Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video, and today I've got a very special video for you. More kind of 5th anniversary talk here, right? And you guys are all getting my DOKKAN layout because for this particular video we're going with the vertical alignment here, and that just happens to fit my DOKKAN layout, and I didn't want to like make my default layout fit this. So anyways, what we've got here is I did a very recent video that's done very well, by the way, just talking about, we've got the live stream coming up, talking about when the new character is going to drop and then who the new character is going to be. And what I talked about primarily in that video is that I do think it's going to be a new character, and I'm really hoping for Riku. That's kind of been my pick this whole time. Shout out to all of you in the chat telling me who you think and who you want. That's really awesome, right? What I thought I would do, though, is a completely separate video. So in that last video I mentioned, well, if we're not getting a new character, then what's going to happen is we're going to get basically a global first BTFR character, right? So what I decided to do was, in that video I did previously, I didn't have the list handy, but right now I went and I made a handy list. Shout out to the Dissidia Compendium. Check out Dissidia Compendium online. Very, very good resource to look up research characters. A lot of info on like the current JP characters if you want to look ahead, things like that. But they have a really nice sort option on this website where basically I could sort. What I did was I sorted. I looked at JP because I want to know what JP has, and I basically sorted by all of the BTFR characters. So every character here has a BT and an FR, right? But all these characters that are not matching, that means these characters are missing BT or FR. So these are characters that we could time travel here. So what I want to do is kind of go through this list. We got 63 characters that could be an option. So those videos basically, who are all the possibilities for anniversary? So this video would be talking about anybody outside of a brand new character. If we don't get a brand new character, it's going to be one of these 63. Somebody I talk about in this video is going to be the anniversary character if it's not like a brand new character like a Riku or something, right? So what I want to do is I'm just going to quickly go through the list, and then I'm going to talk about who maybe my favorite picks are and who I think would be like the most hype, right? So we've got Cisne, Layla, Shulk, Queen, Kadaj, Guy, Xande, Rude, Gladio, Edward, 9, Amidatelion, Trey, Kais, Arciella, Jack, Gao, Ignis, 8, Kamari, Bosch, Lise, Aphmau, Alphanod, Prompto, Sync, Porum, Fran, Freya, Lulu, Barrett, Agrius, Deuce, Fang, Leon, Realm, Kate Sith, Selfie, Alice A. Sid, Lena, Cypher, Raijin, Palom, Irvine, Lion, Cater. Cater's one I brought up as someone who I would like. Papalimo, Cyan, Thancred. Our boy Thancred. Is Thancred going to get the love for anniversary? I don't know. Zell, Aiko, Galuf, Waka, Vanille, Shadow, Steiner, Yang, Pinello, King, Edge, Ida, and Saz. Now, I'm going to say something about Ida. I don't know if it's the same person or if it's multiple people, but someone's been saying there's been a data mine for Ida, saying that Ida, something was data mined about Ida and that they think that that's the anniversary character. Who knows? Could be. I mean, they are a character that would qualify, right? But I've asked several people for like a link to this information and nobody can provide it to me. One person said it was in a Facebook Messenger group, and another person said that it was on Reddit, but the post has been deleted. So that tells me that like if someone like wiped the post, there might not be a lot of validity to it. I don't know, but I'm not going to hold any salt to that, I guess. But if it's Ida, it's Ida, right? But anyways, looking at everybody on the list, obviously, I would be hyped for anybody Final Fantasy VI. I'm a big Final Fantasy VI fan. So, like, Cyan, Shadow, Realm, like, those types of characters I would find pretty hyped personally. If I'm looking at it, like, for me personally, though, like, some of the more hype ones, just because of, like, how impactful they are for the game, like, I think characters like Selfie and Gladio are probably pretty dang hype. I think most of y'all would be like, dude, if Gladio, which you've seen on my channel, the dude's already the GOAT. So you give him the anniversary treatment and just elevate him to God GOAT, like, Gladio could actually be kind of crazy. So in terms of like meta relevancy, Gladio's probably like the craziest thing they could do here out of these choices. For another Final Fantasy VI, I think Gao would be hype. I actually really like Gao in this game, which is kind of crazy because in actual Final Fantasy VI, I actually hate Gao. I think he's one of the worst characters in the game. But in this game, he's actually pretty awesome, right? There's some other ones. I think, like, in terms of just, like, characters that, like, legit characters that would be hype, I think Agrius might be one of the top picks here. Just because, one, Final Fantasy Tactics has a lot of love and not a lot of love in this game. So the community loves Tactics, but DFFOO doesn't love tactics, so any love they can throw tactics way. Because here's the thing, even when talking about are we going to get a brand new character, like one of the most commonly requested things are like Orlando and like Mustadio, like tactics characters, right? There's a lot of cool characters from tactics that they definitely could hit. So this is one way to appease the tactics fans, is give us a BTFR for Agrias. I think that would actually be very hype. And Agrias has the type of kit that could like make her very meta breaking. Like her silence, her paralyze, like she's got some really cool things. Or like her confuse mechanic, which is very abusable. She's got some pieces there that she could be like a ridiculous busted character if they really build her that way. Because she has been ridiculous busted at different points in the game's history, right? Yeah, there's a lot of good choices here. So, you know, I'll kind of scroll through the list in case you're watching. I think in terms of like meta characters that I've used a lot, Arciella would actually be pretty hype. Arciella I have found to be, since her release, one of the more useful characters in the game. Her HP silence is actually kind of crazy, right? Layla, I think, is a really crazy busted character. I've really enjoyed Layla. The problem with Layla is she I guess her getting an FR would fix her problem, because she's kind of anti-synergistic with FR, because her dodge mechanic is like super cool and she heals, but she pulls the party up. And like with FR, that's anti-synergistic because you don't want her to take FR turns. However, if they built Layla with like a really good BT effect and an FR that she would really capitalize from, like by stealing turns, then Layla could actually be pretty dope. Because I've always liked Layla. It's just, since FR era, I haven't wanted to use her because pulling the party up typically is bad. Cisne obviously would be cool just because off-turn characters are pretty busted. I definitely think there are some fan favorites in here, right? Go through again and just see if there's anybody else that stands out. I mean, personally, I like Porum. I think Porum's pretty good in this game. She's been a very liked character. Fran is just a character I like, but her kit is actually really meh. So I don't know. They would have to do something pretty crazy to make her like very desirable. But I like Fran's like character design. She's a cool looking character. So I definitely like to see that. But yeah, like someone like Gao and Rem, because of my Final Fantasy 6-ness, I would be excited for those actually. I think Fang is kind of a sneaky pick because there are a lot of big Final Fantasy 13 fans out there, and Fang is a pretty important character in that series. Fang could be a sneaky pick, right? Who else is kind of jumping out? I like Cater personally. I don't think she's hyped for a lot of people, but dude, I mean, Thancred, that would be so hilarious if they took, because Thancred has been kind of like one of the joke characters of this game. Like, they've never given him proper love. He's always way behind. What if they just made him like a god here? Like, his damage was insane. They added some new mechanic. Maybe they give him like follow-ups or off-turn. Maybe his poison, it gets really insane with like huge percentage HP poison on top of it. I don't know. I mean, you can make any character good, right? It's just a matter of like what you do to the kit. I'm going to say this. I actually wouldn't be surprised if it was somebody like Thancred. If they make him good enough, I guess it would be fine. And it would do him justice, because I know there are Thancred fans out there, right? I think somebody like Aiko, Galoof would be kind of in the similar vein of like, Gladio, where he's just like a very meta-relevant tank character that a lot of people like. So Galuf, I think getting some early BTFR love definitely would be liked. I think Aiko could be a fan favorite character. I don't know, because we just had Final Fantasy IX last year, I doubt they would do another Final Fantasy IX character. And with her revive mechanic, once again, I've said this before, characters that have revive in their kit, they're just immediately shafted, because part of what the kit that's supposed to make them good is a part you don't want to use. So I wouldn't want it to be Aiko, and I would probably just throw Final Fantasy IX out the window, because I don't know that they would want to do the same game 2 years in a row. So I think that would like kind of take Steiner out of the running too. Shadow, Final Fantasy VI, I think that would be kind of cool. I personally like Vanille. I think if they built Vanille really cool, she's already got like a trap mechanic. She's got dispelling. I think she definitely has some uses. Vanille is a character I do like. Yang for the off turn. I mean, there's a lot of Yang fans out there. Edge is freaking awesome too. I think Edge would be a really sweet pick, you know, in terms of meta relevance. So, I mean, there you go. You guys can let me know like who your most hype picks would be from here. I've just got too many to choose. I don't know that I could pick just one, but like here's what I would say. If I were to pick one of these, and I'm gonna think through the lens, not through like meta relevancy, but in terms of like character popularity, right? Like which character would sell the most hype? I actually think it would be Agrius. So I think for me, Agrius would be like, for the general community, like what would get the most hype just as the character alone. I'm actually thinking Agrius. Now, if you're talking like meta and like characters we use a lot, probably Gladio. Like people are going to be hyped for Gladio. But yeah, there's a lot of characters here that I think I would like. So anyways, guys, there you go. That is literally all of the characters that are possibility for Anniversary. So once again, if it's not a brand new character, it's going to be somebody that we saw here in this video. So let me know what y'all think. Let me know who your favorite pick from this list would be. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.